Okay everybody, this is just going to be a quick tutorial about how I built my Saiyan boots for my costume. First of all, I went to Walmart, I believe. You know Walmart, Target, any place that sells these stupid looking Uggs things that are rip-off Uggs. These were on clearance at Walmart, I think, for $3. No joke. I think original price was like $13, sale price was $9, and when I took them up, they're like, no, they're $3. And I was like, oh, sweet. These are actually already gold, so I'm just going to go ahead and utilize that factor to help me out. Otherwise, what I would do is I'd probably do it the exact same way. I'm going to cover everything but the toe, and then I would rub and buff this, and then draw the thing on. This is not going to be like movie quality boots here. The whole point of this is just to have a quick, cheap thing that'll go with your armor. The armor that I made over there, which I have written tutorials up for, you can go ahead and put it together. I have the boots, I have the armor, obviously I need gloves, I'll take care of that later. So all we're going to do is we're going to take these guys here, and I'm not going to do any cutting or adjusting to them. The fuzz doesn't go all the way down, it only goes down part of the way, so I could even wear this in Florida, and I'm not going to sweat to death. And we're going to take a big giant roll of white foamy, like it looks just like this, and we're essentially just going to hot glue the damn thing on in multiple parts to create what we need. You take a scrap sheet like this, you wrap it around to find the length, and when you get the right length, you're going to cut at least 4 sheets of it. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to take the next set. If you want to know how to get foamies that big, you go down and you buy foam roll at Michael's. It's this giant roll of foam. It comes like wrapping paper. I don't know, it's like 72 inches long or something like that. But it's 36 by 60. So 3 feet by almost 5 feet, or maybe actually 5 feet. It's a pretty solid length. You can cut whatever you need out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those first, and then we're going to start gluing them onto this. The next step we're going to do is we got to cut an instep. So we're going to take one of the sheets that we cut. Remember there were 4. And basically we're going to take one of those, cut it lengthways in half, like this. You're going to use one piece to form your instep. And we're going to glue that down into the seams. I'm going to leave the gold seams out just for the hell of it, because why not? We're going to glue that down, at least this part of it. The second one, which I've already kind of marked, we're going to wrap this around the back into the actual seams down here. And I'm going to cut it so that it forms this, lay the instep, which I've dropped over that, and that's going to form the base of my boot. And then all we're going to do is take one of these third ones, fold a crease down the middle, put the folded crease in the front, as is typical with Saiyan boots, wrap it around the back, glue the back seam, it'll lay over that, and that's pretty much going to be the boot. And then I'm going to come in with a Sharpie and just darken the front of this. Maybe I'll rub and buff it so it matches my armor. And then that's the boot. It's not pretty, it's not the most perfect thing in the world, but it friggin' works, and that's what I'm doing. So that's going to be the next step. We're going to show you a completed boot. Maybe I'll do the bottom instep and all that first, and then I'll show it to you. The trick is, when you cut your sheets, you kind of have to flatten out your fabric. Like, for example, if I put my hand in this, and I flatten it out, I can kind of then lay my foam over it, kind of see the curve, draw that curve, and cut it out. It's not an exact science, it's just kind of winging it. Alright? So after we cut those out, you just glue them in with hot glue. I glued the instep first, and then I cut according to where I was going to glue it down. Cut off the excess, glued it. Did the same across the front. Did the same across the sides. Then I did a back wraparound piece. Then I took one of the other 4 sheets we did. There were 2 left now at this point. Wrapped it around. In the front, we want to fold. So we make a score, and then you just pull that into alignment, and then your score. So you score the back, and then the fold is in there, and then you wrap it around, glue it in the back, and then you have Saiyan boots. Not the prettiest, but they'll work. Next shot will be when they're all done and I've detailed in all the other stuff. And this is pretty much when it's all done. We've wrapped that piece around the top, we folded it in on itself, Create a little seam up top. Glued itself in there to get a little bit of the point, so you get that little crease, which Saiyan boots tend to have. You can walk in it, you can move around, because it is a stupid slipper. It's got a seam on the back. Down here on my foot, you can see it works just fine. Then I take the shoe off, same deal. Crease, movement. I may get some piping later and fill in over these seams around the front, around the end. The other thing that's pretty cool is if I feel like it, I might actually create the pointed toe. I'll take some EVA foam probably, though I wouldn't use this foam, and just create a little bit of a point cap on the end of that. But I'd have to test that out and see how that goes, and then I'd cut grooves into it. So yeah, and the thing is it's white, so you really don't need to spray paint it, unfortunately. My armor I did with a little bit of an ivy thing, so I might have to do a light dusting on this just to adjust its color. But I'll go in with a white pen marker and fill in the creases so they're at least white. And that's more than passable for what I need it for. And when you can't sew and you can't build leather boots and stuff, this is what you can do. So hopefully some people can get some use out of this tutorial. Maybe even I'll do another set if I buy a cheap pair. I'll do some Goku boots, same token, and see if it helps anybody. So hopefully you can do some DBZ cosplay with a little bit of help. Good luck.